This is part 9 of my Christian testimony. Before I go any further, I will say that you might not want to watch these videos because they are not pleasant. My journey to godliness was rough and rocky. It was not pretty. I hope yours is a lot better and a lot easier than mine was. At the end of the last video, I said that I changed churches because I had moved to the other side of town. And I went to that church a couple of years. I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. The reason I stopped going is because I had major life changes and I could no longer pay my tithes. And so I stopped going. Now, I was not kicked out of that church, not at all. But since I couldn't pay my tithes or give in the offering, I felt I really had no other choice but to stop going. And ever since I stopped going, I feel God has showed me so much. We are under two laws. One, love God with all your heart, mind, body, strength, and soul, with everything you've got. And two, love people the same way. Those are the only two laws that we are under. We are not under the law of tithing. Now, yes, if you're going to a good church and you can afford to give to them, by all means do so. There's nothing wrong with giving to a good ministry. But if you don't have the money, then you don't have the money. The Bible also says that we are to take care of our own families first. The Bible also says that we are not to give to rich people. So, yeah, since I stopped going to church, like I said, I think God has shown me so much. And I'm not going to church anywhere now. I did visit around to a couple of churches after I stopped going to that other church, but I did not start going to any of them regularly. I had a new job, which I work most Sundays anyway, and on the Sundays that I'm off, I'm so tired. I know being tired should not be a factor when it comes to going to church, but I do feel that maybe God has called me out of the institutional church, that maybe He wants me to just be home alone with Him, just me and Him, so that I can grow closer to Him. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of good churches out there, and I have gotten a lot of good out of church, so I'm not complaining, but I feel like at this point in my life, I think maybe God just wants me home with Him. So that is why I stopped going to that last church and why I'm not going to church at all now. And I've got one more part 10, and I will catch you in part 10.